The drama surrounding Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky has reached a fever pitch, and this time the firestorm isn't coming from fans or rival teams, or even the media. It's coming from inside her own locker room. Angel Reese has always thrived on controversy. From her LSU days, where she embraced the role of the villain, to her early professional career in Chicago, where she built a reputation as one of the most polarizing young stars in basketball, her brand has always been tied to chaos. But even by her standards, the latest fallout has crossed into dangerous territory. Because this isn't just drama. This is a full-blown fracture between Reese and some of the most respected veterans in the league, including a living legend in Courtney Vandersloot, and it has left the Chicago Sky looking more like a soap opera than a basketball team. The spark that ignited the fire was an interview. Reese, never one to keep her thoughts to herself, was asked about the state of the Sky roster and what needed to change. Instead of talking about collective improvement or focusing on her own development, she aimed her comments squarely at her teammates. She questioned whether Ariel Atkins, Rachel Banham, and even Vandersloot herself were good enough to help Chicago contend. And she didn't stop there. She suggested Vandersloot's age and health made her unreliable, even hinting the Sky should look elsewhere for a younger, stronger option. It was the kind of blunt, unfiltered honesty that might play well on social media but lands like a betrayal in a locker room. Reese seemed to think she was speaking truth to power, but the reality was she had just insulted a 5-time All-Star, a 2-time WNBA champion, and one of the most decorated point guards the league has ever seen. Vandersloot wasn't just another name on the roster. She was the heartbeat of Chicago basketball for over a decade, the player who sacrificed body and time to keep the Sky relevant, and the kind of veteran presence most franchises dream of having. For a second-year player with no playoff credentials to her name, to publicly question her worth wasn't bold. It was reckless, and Courtney Vandersloot didn't let it slide. Known for her professionalism and calm demeanor, Vandersloot rarely makes headlines off the court. She's not one for clapbacks or public feuds. But this time, she answered. Asked about her future and her recovery from a torn ACL, she made her statement clear and sharp. Contrary to what people say or think, my age is not a factor. I am coming back better than ever. It was direct, confident, and impossible to misinterpret. Vandersloot wasn't just giving an update on her rehab. She was firing back at Reese, reminding the league and her own locker room that respect has to be earned, not demanded. That one quote landed heavier than any rant or outburst ever could. Vandersloot's resume already spoke volumes. She has more championships than Reese has playoff appearances, more assist titles than Reese has seasons in the league, and more respect from her peers than any social media army could ever generate. Reese's jab had missed its target completely, and instead of undermining Vandersloot, it made Reese look small, petty, and immature. The fallout spread quickly. Teammates who had stayed quiet through earlier controversies were no longer willing to bite their tongues. Ariel Atkins, a player with championship experience herself, emphasized that the team supported the organization's disciplinary decision after Reese's suspension, subtly signaling that Reese's comments had crossed a line. Rachel Banham, a veteran who had seen enough locker rooms to know when drama was toxic, brushed off Reese's remarks with a curt response that spoke volumes. I'm so over all this. It wasn't anger. It was exhaustion. And exhaustion from teammates is often more damning than open criticism. Chicago's front office tried to step in with discipline, but their half-game suspension of Reese was more comedy than consequence. A suspension for one half of one game? That wasn't accountability. That was window dressing. It was the kind of punishment you'd see in a high school program, not the WNBA. It satisfied no one. Fans mocked it, the media questioned it, and teammates likely saw it as the organization trying to play both sides, protecting their young star while pretending to enforce standards. In reality, it made the team look spineless, and here's where the comparison to Caitlin Clark becomes unavoidable. Ever since college, the narrative of Clark versus Reese has dominated women's basketball, even if much of it is imagined on Reese's side. Clark has faced harder fouls, nastier criticism, and heavier pressure than almost any player in the league, but she has never once turned her fire on her teammates. She doesn't shade veterans. She doesn't question the roster. She leads by example. When she was sidelined with injury, she was still on the bench, coaching teammates, clapping through every possession, lifting others up. She built trust, and that trust has fueled Indiana's turnaround into one of the league's most exciting young teams. Reese, meanwhile, has done the opposite. Instead of building her teammates up, she has torn them down. Instead of making herself a cornerstone, she has made herself a headache. Even the stats tell the story. Reese may be a strong rebounder, but she leads the league in turnovers despite missing games due to suspension and injury. She racked up technical fouls to the point of automatic suspension, including one for striking another player in the head on a rebound. And when she missed time with a supposed back injury, she didn't even travel with the team to support them from the bench. That absence was noticed. Fans noticed. The media noticed. And her teammates most certainly noticed. Because for all her talk about wanting better players around her, the Sky often looked better without her on the floor. The ball moved faster. The offense flowed smoother. The locker room felt calmer. That's a damning reality for any supposed franchise player. The clash with Vandersloot crystallized everything. Here was a young player who had yet to prove herself, questioning the reliability of a legend who had given everything to the game. And here was that legend, responding not with anger or pettiness, but with quiet confidence and determination. Vandersloot's answer reminded everyone what true professionalism looks like. Reese's comments reminded everyone how quickly immaturity can poison a locker room, and the fans weighed in too. Reese's supporters went online, attacking Vandersloot, dismissing her accomplishments and hurling insults. It was nasty, childish, and unnecessary. But in professional sports, a fan base often reflects the player. Clark's fans celebrate her, amplify her success, and spread her reputation for greatness. Reese's fans drag legends down and manufacture conspiracy theories. That difference matters, because in the end, credibility isn't just about talent. It's about respect. And right now, Reese's credibility is shrinking with every headline. The Chicago Sky now face a crossroads. Do they continue investing in a player who seems more committed to drama than development? Or do they cut ties before her brand of chaos completely corrodes the franchise? Free agents are watching. Other veterans are watching. If you're a star considering Chicago as your next stop, why would you sign with a team where the supposed cornerstone publicly trashes her own teammates? Winning requires trust, and Reese has made trust impossible. The truth is simple. Reese may be a great rebounder, but rebounding alone doesn't make you the face of a franchise. Leadership does. Accountability does. Respect does. Vandersloot has all three, and Reese dismissed them with a careless quote. That's not leadership. That's immaturity disguised as honesty. Zoom out, and the stakes become even clearer. The WNBA is growing, pulling in bigger crowds, more media attention, and new fans by the millions. This is a pivotal moment for the league. Stability, professionalism, and credibility are more important than ever. Caitlin Clark has stepped into that moment with grace, elevating the fever and the league itself. Angel Reese, instead of rising with the tide, is generating the wrong headlines at the worst possible time. And so the question becomes, what is Angel Reese's future in Chicago? Will the Sky gamble that she matures, that she learns from this mess and rebuilds her reputation? Or will they decide the baggage outweighs the production and move on while they still can? Because make no mistake, if you alienate legends like Courtney Vandersloot, if you alienate teammates like Ariel Atkins and Rachel Banham, if you alienate your own locker room, you don't just lose respect. You lose your place. Courtney Vandersloot's calm but powerful clapback wasn't just about one comment. It was about the culture of a team, the importance of respect, and the reminder that greatness is proven over time, not declared in headlines. Reese may think she's building her brand by speaking out, but in reality, she's building a cautionary tale. If she doesn't change course soon, her story won't be about highlight reels and rebounds. It'll be about wasted potential, fractured locker rooms, and a career that never became what it could have been. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Angel Reese should be fired by the Chicago Sky? Has she crossed the line beyond repair? Or does she still have time to earn back the trust of her teammates and fans? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the next deep dive into the drama shaping the world of basketball.